Good morning, friends. Who's ready for a day of plant care? I know I kind of am. I know my plants are, that's for sure. In the past couple weeks, I've been pretty heavily working on my plant tour video, and that's meant that all of my time has been spent filming and editing, and not much time has gone to caring for my plants. And there's some that desperately need a little bit of TLC. And there's been things that I've just been putting off for a while that it's time to get done. And so we're gonna do them today together. So grab yourself a hot beverage or some plant chores for yourself or a craft or something, and we can hang out together while I do these. Before I do though, I wanna say if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around and watch more of my videos and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. I really appreciate you returning. I think the first thing I need to do is water because I'm gonna show you something kind of embarrassing. I've been watching this plant curl up more and more every single day. Like, I know it's time to water. My Maranta sensor has told me it's time to water. Have I watered? No. Yeah, so there's several things in my collection that just need water. This one is one of them. Also, I should check as well, because this one did have thrips on it kind of recently. I don't think it does anymore. I think I was able to get rid of them. Fab. But yeah, it needs, at the very least, some water. And I'm pretty sure my entire collection needs water. I haven't watered properly in the past, I think, at least 2 weeks, which means that things are thirsty. So let's grab my watering can and we can give things a good drink. Filling up in the bathroom sink because the kitchen sink has dishes in it. Really good. But I do think I am going to fertilize because they haven't had it in a minute. I did lose the little like cap thing to fertilize it, so I am just gonna free pour. It'll be fine. They'll be okay. Also, look how cool my nails are. Are those not so fun? Let's go. So I really hoped that going around and watering was gonna like get me in the mood for plant chores, but it hasn't really worked. I don't know. I think I always get like this when I haven't done plant care for a while, where I just really struggle to get back into it. And I think today is one of those days. I think it's taken me like at least 90 minutes to do all of the watering, which it didn't take me 90 minutes. Y'all saw the clips. It took so little time. But in between, I would just like sit and stop and scroll, which is not ideal. Are both of the cats gonna come and get involved? Yes. Hi, baby. Hi. But we're just gonna power through and hope the cats don't get too... Oh, sorry, you've got gunky eyes. Don't get too... Yeah, you really want to be here, don't you? Don't get too in the way, because, bro, I need to work. So, it is finally frickin' time, I think, to get my Syngonium chiapense, this guy, onto a moss pole, because she's getting leggy. And I have as well the variegated portion, which is super duper rooted in here now, which is fantastic. Look at those roots. So nice. I want to join these two together and put them on a moss pole because I think that will look great. Basically, that's the plan. And I haven't created the moss pole yet. Leave it, baby. Thank you. Oh my god. Y'all are really not helping my lack of motivation right now. Can I be bothered? I don't know. Yes, I can. I should do this. Excuse me? You're not just gonna bite me. You silly goose. Why are you doing that? I'm gonna do it on a front opening moss pole because these are my favorite these days. And I'm just gonna do normal moss, I think. I've had the propagation in dirty sphagnum because I just had a bunch of that when I got that cutting, and I think it's like that. I am tempted to use more dirty sphagnum for my little begonia propagations, the ones that I didn't pot up in my repotting new plants video the other week. Was that last week? Oh my gosh. My brain can't remember because I've been working on the plant tour. But I think those little begonias would do well in dirty sphagnum, so I think I'll make some more of that up at some point. But let me just set this up. I feel like I need to go fairly high with it because I've got a lot of plant. Don't need that. There we go. That should be fine. And now, essentially, I think we can just put them both in as is. I'm gonna try and reuse as much of this soil as possible because it's perfectly good soil, so. Oh my gosh, this is so well rooted. I think I just soil propagated these, or they came to me already rooted or something. I genuinely don't remember, but I think I should be able to just kind of, where do I want the back to be? I feel like it makes most sense for that to be the back. And the good thing about moss poles like this, the front opening ones, is you can just use the little straps from the pole to attach the cuttings onto it, and you don't need to worry about anything like clips or anything, which add extra like pain in the assness, really. Oh my goodness. I think this is gonna look so good all mixed in. Because the chiapense, it is the only Syngonium that I am currently interested in. I really don't care about the rest of the Syngoniums, and I know that sounds harsh, but I have tried so many, and like they've been fun. I've had my like Syngonium obsession at some point in my journey, like I have with pretty much every other genus, where I've just like become obsessed with one for a hot minute and like have to collect every single plant. But inevitably, I end up losing interest in most of those at some point. And I think it might be because I get a little bit burnt out on that specific genus at that time. Like with Syngoniums, I just got so many and I struggled with them quite a lot. I found that they were a lot thirstier than I was prepared for, I think. Even in semi-hydro, I didn't really enjoy them, and you have to give them support, otherwise they don't get bigger, and I just couldn't be bothered. Where now, I feel like I have downsized enough in my collection to only really, really loving the plants that I have, and being perfectly happy with only having the plants that I have. It's allowed me to take time and actually give them the care they need, because I feel like back when I had Syngoniums, I had like hundreds and hundreds of other plants, and it was just not, I couldn't keep up, basically. So yeah, it's definitely something to think about when collecting. It's really easy to kind of go overboard, and I think y'all saw it in my plant tour if you've watched it. If you've not watched it, please go watch it. I put so much work into it. I know I'm talking about it a lot, but like, I think you can really see the amount of joy I have from my collection now, and that all of my plants are looking a lot happier and healthier because I have fewer of them, and I am able to like keep an eye on them a little bit better and make sure that they are getting their needs met, which is not something I was previously able to do well enough when I had like 250. But I counted for that video. I didn't put it in it exactly, but I counted. I've got 109 plants at the minute. 109. I cannot believe I'm back down to nearly 100. That blows my mind. Like, it's just so freaking surreal. But also, look at these roots. They're so nice. Yeah, it's just completely bonkers to me that I have so few plants again. It doesn't feel real. And who knows, maybe one day I will get more if I feel like I can. In this home, as we have it, I don't think I do have room for more plants. And that's okay. And that acceptance is what's really important, because I know that that's just how it's gonna be, and that's okay. And I don't have to be the collector that has hundreds and hundreds of plants in order for me to feel valid. That was a little bit of my concern, is that I wouldn't feel like I had enough plants to be a plant influencer, which doesn't make any frickin' sense. There isn't a special number of plants that you need for this. So I've just gotten over myself and gotten over my own insecurities about it, and I'm just gonna vibe it and see how we go and enjoy this growing season, this upcoming growing season. It doesn't feel like it today. It is cloudy and dismal and gray, if you couldn't tell. But enjoy this growing season, having less, but more at the same time, more capacity, more ability to do things and make sure things are growing well, more energy, hopefully, and more amazing new growth. That's what I'm genuinely looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing how big I can get my plants, how happy I can make them, and really look forward to that. Looks like a happy camper, if I do say so myself. And luckily I did measure this pole in the Vits Joe shelves. This pole does fit, thank goodness. Otherwise it would have been quite annoying to have to find a new space for this one. And I do have some other poles in my bedroom as well, so it's not like I'm putting it somewhere that it won't get the attention that it needs, I don't think. I hope. I sincerely hope. Oh, that looks so good. And hopefully, it being on the pole means that it can size up even further. I will probably need to put it into a heavy bottomed pot, like a ceramic pot or something, because it is a little bit leaning. That's just how moss poles are. So yeah, I'll find something heavy bottomed and I can kind of lean it. Yay! I'm really happy with that. Looks so good, doesn't it? I'm really excited to like see how this variegated one grows. I know it does grow green, white, green, white. I still think I would love to get a cutting that's a little bit more mottled than just green, white, because that's not my favorite type of variegation. So that's still something I'm on the lookout for, and adding that into the collection would not be a difficult thing because I can just put it in here and it's not adding any new like plants to the home. Does that make sense? That's kind of how I'm vibing with my plant care at the minute. Anything that isn't gonna add extra care and maintenance is a go. Welcome to my doom area. Just gonna look for a decorative pot. This is the bin I have all my decorative pots in at the minute. Ta-da! Actually, I think this would be perfect. This is just a cement one and it's got a liner in, which it should fit in that. But yeah, this is where I keep all of my spare pots at the minute. It's kind of chaotic. This is my soils. I don't have a proper storage system right now in this setup, and that's okay. That's okay. Also, peep some grow lights that are gonna be going into my cabinet soon. Very soon. I think that should be next week. Keep an eye out. Okay. Let's get this in here. Perfect fit. Oh, it's amazing. I don't need to worry about it falling. It's very sturdy.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know. Where we gonna go?
I also desperately need to extend the moss pole of my Majestic, but she's big, so we're gonna chop and extend. You saw me just prepare the extension, which doesn't need all that much moss, TBH. Yeah, that'll be fine. But luckily I have quite a lot of pole to work with, so that's going to be the bottom. So there and there and there I think will be best. I seriously need to reorganize my stuff because like that box is just a giant mess. And there's probably like literal trash that I could get rid of at this point. Let's see how easy this is gonna be to separate. Oh my gosh, yes. Not hard at all. Fabulous. I like that. Brilliant. I'm just gonna take this out and I'll stick it in from the top once we're done. But that is looking good. And then the bottom, I'm actually gonna give to a friend because they wanted it. Because it's a nice plant. Look at that, cute. I will have to put holes in that. Oh my gosh, this moss pole's gotten so dry. Can you hear that? Oops. I promise I've been trying to be on top of things, but it's just not. It's not happened these last couple weeks. Cleo's hunting. I fed them in between doing these two things, and so they're a bit, oh my gosh, a bit hyper. Honestly, that should be fine. I can cut off this bottom leaf because I'm not gonna need it. Yeah. Okay, let me, do I have a Sharpie accessible? I should do, yes, in here. No, not in there. I don't know why I'm going for such a big pot here, but I am. I also have a propagation that I can pop in this as well that I had rooting in Fluval. It works for me now, y'all. Somehow figured it out. My patrons really helped me figure it out, to be honest. But let me quickly go punch some holes in this and we can get going on the extension. I might bring this with me. I don't trust the cats. There we go. Nice and attached. I feel like it would be a good idea to pot this before too many things. Before I put the extension on, just for ease. But I think this guy is doing pretty well. It looks kind of sparse. I kind of wish I had something a little bit fuller, but that's all right. That can stand for now. Let me get this. This is my cutting that's doing so well. It did have a new leaf that I have chopped off. I wish I had a bucket. I could just pour it into this, yeah. But this propagated so well in there. Better than I ever could have expected. Like, look at all of those roots. There's so many. It's great. And I can pop it like that in there as well. Yeah, just like fills it out a tiny bit more. And it doesn't really matter if there's like a little bit of fluval left on the roots. It's not an issue. Yeah, so there'll be 4 branches going up this. And I think it's in an okay spot light-wise. I kind of wish I could have room for it underneath a grow light because I think it would do a bit better with grow light than sitting kind of in my southwest facing window. But I don't really have loads of room for big moss poles right now, unless I just want to put it, I could put it by the Splendid and Cebu Blue, but I don't know, it just doesn't, I don't really feel like I have the right space there light-wise, because the light in front of those is just a Mother Life Spectrum, and it's really good, it's a great light, but I feel like it only really covers those 2. I don't think it would have room in front of it for a 3rd, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna vibe as it is, and I can put some more moss in this. Basically fill this up, I think. Yeah. And then I'll pop it in the shower to water to like really soak the bottom of the pole, because it does need that moisture that I've not given it lately. And I'll be able to like wash off all of the sphagnum that just gets everywhere. That should Perfect. And then we can, oops, sorry Cosmo. I don't know how best to do this. Just put this one inside that one. It is always a little bit harder to thread two moss poles in at the same time, but all good. These leaves just kind of go all over the place. Makes it slightly less pretty. They've got very long petioles, that's what it is. They've got long petioles, and I've grown it in like several different conditions, and so each leaf has kind of gone in a different direction because it had a different light source when it was growing. So, not my fave. There we go. This leaf really needs to come forward, otherwise it's gonna look very weird. I mean, it already does look really weird, but I think now that it's not like pressed up against something, it should be okay. And it has more pole to climb now. So hopefully we're in a good place with it. And it can grow a little bit fuller maybe. Anyways, let's go wash this bad boy because this whole bottom bit needs a massive watering, and it wouldn't hurt the soil to have a bit of water as well because it is fresh. I've actually just taken a couple of cuttings as well because I feel like I may as well try to continue with the fluval. This is the inside cup or the outside cup? I think that's the inside cup. Keep trying with the fluval because it worked so well. And I may as well keep trying to fill out the pole because I do want that pole to just be really nice and full, and it's obviously not currently super duper full. So I took a couple of cuttings from the top of the bottom and I will fluval them similar to how I did the last one. I mean, ideally I would keep it in the cabinet, but I don't think I've got room for this giant leaf in the cabinet, so I think I'm just going to have to vibe it just out in my home, which will be fine. Okay, I had my lunch and I'm just still feeling a little bit blah. So I'm gonna take myself outside of the house. I think that might be part of the issue. I'm gonna go on a little walk and maybe stop by some charity shops to see if we can find any fun, like, planty bits in there. And then also, I might stop by the plant store. Do I need a pick-me-up? No, but like... Anyways, let's leave the house because I think that's gonna help me. Okay, it's the next day now, and I didn't do any more plant chores yesterday. I was hoping the like walk shop vibe would help. It was okay. I just spent the rest of the day editing, which is fine, needs to happen anyway. But I didn't end up getting anything from the cherry shop or the plant store. Nothing really like drew me so much. I was like, I absolutely need that. Like, there's always some good options, but nothing like really, really special. So that's fine. But this morning, what I desperately need to do is top up some moss poles. So let me pull out my Save It Blue first, because it is screaming for more moss. Like, look at that. I was priding myself on being so on top of it. Not been on top of it enough, I don't think. I need some more cable ties. And again, I'm probably gonna have to pop this one in the shower because I've just let it get far too dehydrated. But I was thinking about it and I'm like, why is it that in my plant care videos, my plant chores videos, why am I always doing moss pole stuff? And I think the answer is that the moss poles that I have are the highest maintenance like plant things I have in my collection. I've done what I think is quite a good job of like really reducing the amount of care that I need to do on the sort of like everyday basis. Like, I've really simplified things, and that's how I prefer to do it. I don't want my plant chores to be like constant stress and needing for things. I like when things are a little bit flexible and I have time if something were to go wrong and whatever. I like having that flexibility. And moss poles are kind of like the only thing I have that's like what I would consider high maintenance in my collection. They do need attention every other day to get watered. They do need topping up on a regular basis, which is just not something the rest of my collection needs. And I know that's the reason why a lot of people either didn't get into moss poles in the first place or have like moved away from them. I feel like right now there's kind of a trend towards not using moss poles because they are just a lot more effort. And I don't think I would ever stop using poles completely, because I think, at least for me in my home, they're kind of the only thing that is going to get some of the plants that I want to size up. It's the only way, and so if I want that to happen, I need them. But also, like, I don't mind too much. Like, if this is the only thing that's giving me stress and jip, I think I can manage. So that's kind of where I'm sitting moss pole wise. I like them, and I like having things grow vertically. That's sort of what I have space for in my home anyways, and so I don't think I'd be able to do it if I couldn't use the vertical space this way. You know what I mean? So I don't think I'm going to be changing the number of moss poles I have anytime soon. I think I have, in general, reduced the number of moss poles I have. I don't have like loads. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8. 9. Yeah, I've got 9. I feel like I can tolerate that amount of things. And if it's just something I need to do on the regular, it's something I need to do on the regular. So, I think I am just going to chop the tails off of these guys. There we go. That looks better. And I am gonna shower this one. Got moss in my mouth. I'm gonna shower this one in a sec. And then I also need to put some more moss in my Splendid because it has reached the top of it. And oh my goodness, this one just looks so nice. This is what I would love my Majestic to look like. But I don't think I'm quite at a point where it can look this good with that one. So slowly trying to fill it out. This one has maybe 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 strands up that, and the Majestic only had 4, so that's why it's obviously not as full, but it is sizing up really nice. We can stuff this. I do find the front opening ones a little bit harder to add moss into, just because they're all one piece. It's doable. It's not like hard, but it's a little bit more difficult. Yeah, so that's why I do so much moss pole stuff. The question is, for y'all, do you enjoy moss pole stuff? Because if you don't, then I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But I hope you do. I enjoy seeing people like refresh things and build things up and like chop and extend. But I want to know what you like, because if you don't like it, then I can stop. But I feel like some of my most impressive plants are on moss poles. Or like I could reduce the amount of moss pole stuff I do in plant chores videos. I feel like that's probably the better option, because I don't want to stop it completely, because like I said, a lot of my really impressive plants are on moss poles, and I feel like if I don't do that maintenance on them every now and then, they're not going to be getting the like viewership they deserve, you know? Okay, let's see if I can put this cup back. There we go. Looking better, more full, and attached to the pole again, which is good. Oh, also, I didn't mention, I think the grow light is a little bit too close to my Cebu blue. You can see the side that I guess the grow light from this side is going definitely a bit more yellow on here, and the leaves are coming off a bit. That could also be potentially because I've not kept it moist enough for the light levels, but it does look like it is a little bit bleaching, so I don't know. Anyways, I am going to chuck these in the shower really quick. Oh my goodness, this arrived way faster than I was expecting. Yesterday, after I did my big water, and I noticed that I had hella fungus gnats on my pings in the cabinet, I put in an order for nematodes, because that is something I do every 6 months or so, usually in like going into spring and going into autumn, and we are currently going into spring. And I put this order in yesterday, and it has already arrived. So freaking exciting. So I got some nematodes to work against the fungus gnats. I've also noticed them like a bit more in the house. Typically I don't have too many issues with fungus gnats, but I do notice every 6 months or so, once the like population has regrown, that they do come back. So I put this order in from Ladybird Plant Care. So literally less than 24 hours. This arrived at my house, which is kind of crazy. So I got 2 sachets of the nematodes, because I tend to find that 2 rounds is the right amount for my collection. So I'll do 1 round, and then in 2 weeks time I'll do another round. And then I also got some more of the nematode pearls. These are slow release. I tried these for the first time last year, and I think I liked them. I'm gonna do them again. Also, they do help with thrips larvae in your soil, and I do have thrips in my cabinet, or at least I did have thrips in my cabinet, and so it could help with that. So it's actually kind of perfect timing. I was gonna do this, I suppose, next week, but since I did a huge water yesterday, I can start with one of these packets today and do a whole round of fungus gnat treatment. Perfect timing. But the other one, and I think the pearls as well, do these need to go into the fridge? It doesn't say. I'll put it on the screen whether or not the slow release ones need to be put in the fridge, but at the very least, one of these sachets needs to go in the fridge. So let's get nematoding. That's done. It's always really fast because I'm only putting a tiny little bit of the nematode water in each plant, but I wanted to show y'all the difference watering makes. It looks like a happy plant again. I'm very glad about that. I didn't think it was going to be an issue having it get so wrinkled up, but this is the difference a day makes. If you don't remember, this is what it looked like yesterday. It was not a pretty sight, but now we are looking so much better. Hydrated, plump, happy, like facing towards the light, and all around in a bit better shape. Oh my goodness, this potting mat just gives me so much dopamine. It's so freaking pretty. I love it. So the other thing that I wanted to do today is repot. Oh, there's the sun. Repot my Ardisia gigantifolia, this guy here. And I never actually repot it when I first got it, and so I think it is time. I think I'm just gonna put it into Monstera and philodendron soil from Soil Ninja. This is just my go-to if I'm not familiar with something. I find it is the easiest option. And I'm just gonna take as much of the soil off this as possible without like disturbing the roots too much. They do in general look to be pretty thin roots, so I don't want to be too disruptive with it while still getting as much soil off as I can. That being said, they have in general, I've noticed that at least growers are starting to sell plants with better soil than they used to. Like back in the day, it was like, 5 years ago, pretty much all you would ever get a plant in would be like pure peat moss or pure cocoa coir. And nowadays, like the plants actually have perlite in them, which is kind of crazy because that was like unheard of back then, and so it was much more important previously to like get that old stuff off, because typically it might have been fine in nursery setting, but it wouldn't be okay for like in a home setting where it wasn't getting ideal conditions and like enough water and stuff, or yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so it was really important to reset it into new soil right away. Now I'm feeling it's less important. I still like to do it where possible because I think it's important to have a look at the plant's roots. Oh, do I even want to put this into semi-hydro? Would it prefer that? I feel like it probably would, you know? I don't know why. I just feel like my gut instinct is saying semi-hydro might be the better option for this one. Okay, well that changes things slightly. At least I've got my box of semi-hydro out that I was using as a sort of stand. But it means I will need to get more of this soil off. Well, all of the soil off, like entirely, as opposed to just some of it. And I do have some smaller self-watering pots. That should be fine. I still have a couple more of those small Elho ones, which I love. I don't know, like I don't feel like I'm having to water this one all that much more than I would my normal plants. I don't know why these thin roots are just giving me semi-hydro vibes, like, quite intensely. Okay, let me see if I can get these two apart safely, because there's like 2 plants in there. There we go. That makes it slightly easier. I mean, the roots look really good. It looks like a nice healthy root system, so that's positive. Yeah, I think I feel confident about putting it into semi-hydro. So let's finish dusting these off as best I can, and then we can go to the bathroom and rinse this, get all of the soil off of these roots. Every last little morsel. Okay, all clean. I grabbed a 13 centimeter Elho, and I realized that it fits almost perfectly. It's not like perfect, but like I actually kind of don't mind that lip there, like that. It's kind of disguised. Fits perfectly in my skull pot. So very, very, very happy with that. I think it would look amazing. The one downside, I think, of the Elho pots is that they're not clear. They're cheap, they're cheerful, they fit in like any cash pot you want, so you don't have to worry about getting something special, which is brilliant. The only downside is that they're not clear. I would love if Elho started making clear ones. That being said, it took them, I feel like at least 4 years of me not asking them personally, but like talking about it in videos. At least 4 years of me talking about it in videos for them to make smaller ones than the 17. So it'll probably take another 4 or 5 years for them to make clear ones. They do make clear, like, normal pots though, so it's possible. Just probably not anytime soon. Yeah, that should be fine. And we can just go like that, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so stinking cute. I hope it likes semi-hydro. Though, to be honest, not very many things I've tried have disliked semi-hydro. Pretty much everything has been, at the very least, okay with it. It's like, it's a very forgiving substrate, so I never really stress about it. The only things that like get mad about the switch are begonias, but they get mad about anything, so like it's not the semi-hydro's fault, it's just that they're begonias. So that is that. I also tend not to use semi-hydro for things that like hang or trail, because I feel like they need a really, really, really strong root system, and it's not always easy to have that right off the bat in semi-hydro. Like, it takes a minute for them to get used to it. So you could do it if it like is starting off upright and then it like eventually starts trailing, but I feel like trailing stuff in from the start is probably not the best bet. So I'm just trying to get it all in there. For some reason it doesn't feel like particularly stable. They feel like very wobbly. Probably just needs a chance to like get used to being in it, being in a new substrate. And as soon as it starts growing roots, it'll start growing roots around the semi-hydro, and it's not going to be an issue. But at the very beginning, I just want it to feel stable. Oh, okay, fabulous. Look at that. Looking so good. And I am just gonna put this back into the cabinet for now. Long term, I think I would like to be able to keep this outside of the cabinet. I just feel like something in me is telling me it wants like higher humidity. Maybe it's the like crispy tips on it. And the only place I have slightly higher humidity is in the cabinet. So for the time being, it will live there. But I mean, I would love to pull it out at some point. Maybe one day. So there we go. Those are all the plant tours that needed to be done, that were begging to be done in my collection. I really hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and you potentially got some plant tours done for yourself during this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to keep growing. Bye!